Hi, my name's Luke Collins of Tech Design Forum, and I'm here today with Harry Foster, who's Chief Scientist for Verification at Mental Graphics. And we're here to talk about some of the issues surrounding getting chips actually properly verified. Chips are getting much more complicated, huge increase in density, power, speed, area requirements. How do you see the challenges in verifying these extremely large chips at the moment?
Well, I think the challenge is that we've seen a shift in the way that design has occurred within the past 10 years. In fact, what we see today is roughly 76% of all designs contain one or more embedded processors. Right. These systems are traditionally much more difficult to verify than ASICs that lack the embedded processor. We also see a lot more integration of IP, which brings a lot of demands. For example, as you start to integrate multiple IP, you have new clocking issues, because quite often you have different clocking between the IP.
Right.
You have different power issues. They each have their own power demands and requirements. So this has added this extra level of complexity in terms of functional verification.
Right. So, with that said, what's Mental doing about tackling those problems, which seem to be coming up fast and furious as well?
Yeah, in fact, Mentor's conducted two very large industry studies. One was conducted in 2007, and the other was conducted in 2010.
Right.
Now, what we found in 2007 was somewhat alarming in that the industry was fairly hesitant or immature in adopting advanced functional verification techniques. For example, we saw that assertion-based verification, only about 37% of the industry had adopted it at that point in time, and it had been around
Right.
for years. Functional coverage, only about 40% of the industry had adopted it. So we dug into this a little bit deeper, and what we found is that there was this gap in understanding. In other words, you could go out and pitch the value proposition of a tool, and
Right.
you could go teach somebody how to do the switches and operate the tool. But what they lack was an understanding of process and methodology, how to apply this technology.
So they really needed to go to school.
They needed to go to school. So what we did was we created the Verification Academy, and it was to focus on this particular problem.
And so, what is the Verification Academy? Is it a place I can go? Is it something online? Can I come to courses? How do I get engaged? What do I get from it? What can I learn?
Okay, so the Verification Academy is a free online resource available to any engineer who wants to participate. It consists of three components. There's a set of pre-recorded video modules that the user can watch online themselves. They can even download them and watch them on their handheld device if they want, at their convenience.
Right.
It also consists of the UVM cookbook. This is the most comprehensive resource available today on the UVM.
Right.
The user can read these online. They can actually download chapters themselves, print them out if they want. We even have what we call recipes of the month, where the user can actually go download a solution to a particular problem.
Right, so they can grab that, understand it,
Yep.
and then build from it.
That's right.
And I guess you're providing a series of recipes in priority order.
Yep.
In terms of the biggest problems that people face.
Exactly.
So can you give us a couple of examples of the kinds of recipes that are out there already?
For example, on how to properly use sequences or other aspects of the UVM. So
Right.
it just goes through and for a particular type problem and shows an example, and the user can say, well, I have a similar type problem, and I can apply it. The final thing, by the way, that exists in the Academy is the discussion forums.
Right.
And this is amazing. What happens is that users can ask technical questions to problems they're having. And then experts from all around the world, whether it's within Mentor or outside Mentor, can make recommendations on how to go solve these problems.
Right. And is there an absolute beginner's guide? If the boss comes to you and says, I think we should be doing this UVM stuff, go do it. And you've been asked, is there somewhere where you can just get that first foothold?
Exactly, there is. In fact, we've released what we call the UVM Express. And the
Right.
UVM Express allows users to structurally, incrementally build their skills in UVM, knowing how to start. In other words, you don't have to throw all UVM at a person. They can get incremental value just by maturing their skills and applying a little bit at a time.
Just out of curiosity, do you have a sensible measure of how much content there is on the site so far?
Oh,
It's
actually huge.
Megabytes.
It's just huge. It really is huge. I don't have exact number, but it's just amazing. With the UVM cookbook, it's just there's topics that cover every aspect of building a constrained random functional coverage test bench. And then the videos are just amazing with...
and these are what, 3 minute, 5 minute, 20 minutes?
No, the videos they range in the average 30 minutes to an hour, but they're broken up
so serious. So like going to a university lecture?
Exactly, and they're broken up into 15-minute segments typically. So somebody can have an attention span of about 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
What do you, I mean, the Verification Academy has been going, what, 2 years now?
It's actually 3.5.
3 years. So what do you know about people's engagement with it, the uptake so far?
It's amazing. In fact, last month we reached a major milestone.
Right.
We just registered our 10,000th member. That's amazing in 3.5 years.
Did you know there were 10,000 designers out there?
It was beyond my dream. I think one of the other things I find interesting is I travel around the world, talk to engineers all over the place, and I'm always surprised when somebody comes up to me and says that they've seen something on the Academy and they're actually applying it today in their own project. So that's actually a great feeling.
So basically, it works.
Yes.
Oh, excellent. So, what can you do with it next? Could it become? I mean, there's growing the content, there's growing the reach, there's growing the span, if you like. But could it become a qualification or something like that?
Yeah, in fact, we've talked about that, having basically somebody certified through the Academy, which means they've gone through a set of courses. I think it would be a great thing. That's one thing we have talked about. We haven't implemented that yet. And we're always seeking feedback from users on ways to improve it. In fact, we're constantly improving it. At DAC this year, we released 4 new modules.
Okay, so they're to do what?
Well, one module focuses on metrics. I find that a lot of projects lack metrics.
Right.
They lack a good way to measure the success of other projects. So we have one module focused on how to do that. We talked about UVM. We just released a new UVM module. It shows you how to do this. UVM Connect, which is a way to actually mix System C verification components with the UVM components. There's been a lot of interest in that.
Right.
And then finally, we released AMS. There's a big growing component in terms of analog. And this one discusses how to do AMS verification.
That's a hard problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. I think perhaps we'll have to leave that for another time. But for the moment, thank you very much indeed, Harry.
Thank you.
Thanks.